So last week I was reinstalling my PC and I was using my standard SCUF PS5 controller. You know it, usually I use it with DS4, but as I reinstalled my PC, I tried it to play it only with stock and with the native support of the game. And I can tell you one thing, everything felt freakingly off. I died continuously. It was no fun and everything felt a little bit with a delay. So this is, what's happening if you play standard on PC with your controller, be it like a PS5 controller, be it a standard controller, be it anything else, not an Xbox controller, and you don't have any kind of additional application like DS4 or DS5, or in SCUF Envision case, the ICUE, which is taking over for you the communication between your hardware input and the game. So that being said, if you play, make sure that you use either DS4 or in this case, what we're going to discuss today, the SCUF Envision ICUE program. And all these settings that I'm showing you today, I think you can basically apply them as well to the VAILA controller of SCUF, which is working on the same principles to my knowledge as the SCUF Envision, just for PC and Xbox. And a big disclaimer, if anybody of you is claiming, but on PS5 if everything is working perfectly fine with a PS5 SCUF controller or PS5 native controller. Yes, of course, because the PS5 has a better recognition of your inputs on the device itself than the PC when it comes to, especially when it comes to Call of Duty Warzone. So what I'm going to show you today is exactly my SCUF Envision configurations which I have here, and everything is also in detail explained in my DS4, DS5 Discord server which I'm running. There you can have a look at it. Everything is screenshotted in case something is too fast. So if you don't follow the video, just go into the Discord, check out the screenshots and make sure that you have the same mapping there available. But now let's jump straight into it. And the first thing that you guys want to do is, of course, make sure that you have your ICUE up to date and that you have the firmware of your controller up to date. That's the first thing that you want to do. The second thing that you would like to do is you want to go into the calibration and you want to run the wizard. This will make sure that the application is correctly recognizing all the inputs of your controller. It takes like 2-3 minutes, but it's completely worth it. Trust me, you have to do this. And also, if you haven't done it in a long time, just do it again, because this will help to make sure that all your input is recognized correctly. If you like the video so far, make sure that you hit the like and subscribe button. This way you always stay up to date with the newest information that I have on the controller setups. And for everyone else who's looking for a more chilled experience in Warzone, I can recommend you easygamevpn.com. This is my personal VPN. This is the VPN that I'm using. This is the VPN that I developed. It's the most effective VPN out in the market. We have a lot of customers which are claiming exactly the same. And if you do not believe me, you know that I'm an average guy like you guys, so I'm playing always like when I have the time, or when I'm on vacation, or next to my business trips, next to my business in general, next to family life, we all have it. And that being said, let's have a look at the stats which I have when I'm using EasyGameVPN, which works perfectly fine for public games. As you can see, out of 1000 games, I won nearly 380, which is roughly 40% of the whole games that I'm playing, I am winning. And this is only solely due to EasyGameVPN. Of course, it's also my skill which is improving by the time, but this is again a benefit of using a VPN. It helps you to get into more late zones. It helps you generally to understand the game and the game flow itself, and you get more comfortable with the game itself. So go and check out easygamevpn.com. And now let's jump to the mappings, and here I want to share with you how I have the mapping set up, because I think this is the most efficient way how you can utilize the controller. But of course, this is like very subjective, so bear with me, right? First of all, you want to have a custom setups, and what I did is I have a slide only, so I'm basically using my back button here, my lower back button on the right side. I'm using for slide only. I assigned here, if you look here with me, I assigned the letter F6 on my keyboard for that. So what I'm doing is basically every time I'm pressing my back button, I'm only sliding. And this is giving me such huge benefits because I'm not having any kind of dead slides. And still, if I want to prone or crouch, I can still use my standard mapping, which is the B button in this case. So I strongly recommend that you try this out. The only thing that you have to make sure is that you put the F6 inside the game as well as a binding for slide. Here's a screenshot how it looks. Another binding which you guys should have definitely is the binding to remove all the pings. This will help you definitely like to remove all the pings at once. I know you can press the right stick, but still I recommend to have something on a button because you want, to save your sticks at the end of the day. And in this case, I mapped the T button as a keystroke directly on one of my actions buttons, which you can find here. Up to you where you want to bind it. I recommend it on the right bottom, just giving you like an idea. And T is by default as well in-game already bind to delete all the pings on the minimap. And speaking about pings, I recommend that you put the ping on the right side of your button. This way you don't have to remove your thumbs from the sticks and you can immediately ping your enemies at any time. Same for the tech map. I don't like to remove my thumbs, so therefore I map the scoreboard/tech map on my left side button. You can see it here perfectly fine. So this is also giving me like additional opportunities not to remove my thumbs from the sticks. And speaking about the thumbsticks, what I like to do is on my back pedal, on the upper left back pedal, to map it to my left stick. This way, when I want to sprint, I can immediately click it on the back and don't have to use the sticks, which is again making sure that the wear and tear on the sticks is as low as possible and I can use them actually longer. Next, of course, you would like to map your action buttons, which is basically default, but again, here just for you as an illustration, again, you have it as well in the Discord completely screenshotted so you don't have to watch the whole video till the end. Speaking about the thumbsticks, you want to activate the shooter/battle royale preset that you have here available, and there's nothing else that you need to do. The only thing that I added here is I removed the maximum dead zone here by 12% because on the left stick I like to have it more snappier. And in case you're wondering how my in-game settings are, this is how it looks. And always make sure that you have your in-game dead zones always to 0 set. So if you have any kind of stick drift, make sure that you have it adjusted here inside the ICOE. And speaking about dead zones, you can see that I have my dead zones set to 0, as well in the ICOE and as well inside the game. And the reason why this is possible is because I did the calibration up front. So I strongly recommend that you run the calibration if you haven't done it so far. Speaking about the triggers, you want to use the default setup, which they're providing here, but I set the default profile. Just make sure that you test in-game if your ADS or trigger button is automatically triggered due to the too low set dead zone. If this is happening, adjust it again in the ICOE. Don't do it inside the game. Do everything inside the ICOE. This is what you would like to do. Make sure that you have everything up there running. Another tip, I personally play with the instant triggers. So I strongly recommend you guys do it as well, especially if you play FPS. If you do not play FPS, you can remove it, but other than this, you should do it. Vibration, you like to have it off. And this is basically, there's nothing else that you guys need to adjust. Everything, what they did with the newest update on the ICOE is tremendously great. And I can tell you one thing, I tested it now in a couple of multiplayer games, couple of Resurgence games. It works really great. It's incredible. I can't explain it how much more fun it is compared to the stock controller setup. So whatever controller you guys are using, if there's a software with it, make sure that you use it. It's not against the TOS. Everything is perfectly fine. Anybody saying or claiming something different is completely off. ICOE, DS4, use it as long as you don't use any kind of macros, as long as you don't use it for any kind of YYing or whatsoever, you're perfectly safe, you're perfectly fine, and you should definitely use it because again, if you do not have an Xbox controller connected to your PC, your whole experience while playing Call of Duty Warzone will be terrible. Not only Warzone, but also multiplayer. There's input delay, it doesn't feel right, it's just completely off. So use it, make sure that you use it. And in case you have a PS5 controller or a PS5 SCUF controller, make sure that you check out this video here because in there I explain exactly how I have to use the DS4, DS5 in order to have the best input recognition. And I see you on the next one.